Everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chum channel. Today we are reviewing the Pachstore Shiva lightsaber. So hopefully you're gonna like this review. I think this is a fantastic stunt setup and a fantastic product on its own. It's starting price at $39 on the Pachstore website. Let's bring the lightsaber closer so we can start with looking at the emitter, moving to the middle section, and then the pommel, and what makes this lightsaber so unique. And first we do a nice overview video of the lightsaber. So we see several retention holes here and here. So these two are mirrored, so that's nice. And yep, very nice set. We got one retention screw, two retention screw, three retention screw. So we have three retention screws to keep the LED in place. Saberforge uses only one. Vader's Vault only uses one. But the Pachstore for the Shiva uses three. And I think that's fantastic, because sometimes when you have a stunt lightsaber, it will drop on the tip from the blade if it's inserted in the blade socket, and it will push down the LED unit inside the hilt, and it might get loose or a wire get broken. With this setup of three retention screw, there's a lot less chance that the LED unit will actually shift inside the hilt. Then we have pre-drilled and pre-tapped holes here. You can actually put screws in here, and there's three sets of that. So 1, 2, 3. You can put 6 retention screws on the blade if you want so. That is 5 more than Vader's Vault, Saberforge, Ultra Sabers, and a whole bunch of other brands. This is what you actually want for stunt setups, because you want to have at least 2 retention screws on the blade where possible, so you have just a stronger bite from the retention of the screw on the blade itself, so it doesn't fly out as easy. And yeah, there's option to have 6 inserted, so that's really nice. The blade socket is also quite deep, as you can see. Almost my entire finger goes in there, so that's a good 3 inches deep, at least 3 inches deep. Very nice. So let's take a look at the emitter first. And here you see a nice close-up of the emitter. Now this is the all silver variant of the hilt. There is also a black variant. But you can see it's a nice blank canvas with room for you to actually come up with your own designs. You can put a leather grip on it, you can powder coat it, you can do whatever you want. There's plenty of stuff on there that allows you to make this lightsaber really cool. So this is the middle section, and a nice part is near the pommel. The middle section is actually recessed, so you could put a dirty fingernails. You could actually put a wrap around it. And then we have the pommel itself. Now the pommel is unique because, as you saw in the overview, there's no control box, there's no AV switch, there's no latching switch on the body of the hilt. Nothing is here. So how do you turn off and on the lightsaber? Well, actually you do that through the bottom. So that's quite nifty. But there's actually a button on the bottom. That sounds weird, but this is the button. Well, the camera is trying to focus. Come on, camera. Yep, this is the button. And click it in. Light goes on. Click it again. Lights go off. You can see how deep recessed it is. So that's nice. Deep recession there. There's not an easy chance to actually hit that light switch, that LED, that switch there. It also has a very good sturdy spring under the button, so it has a really positive on and off, so really good actually in my opinion. And the benefit of that is that you don't have like an accidental turn off or on of the lightsaber by touching it with your fingers. When the lightsaber drops, there isn't like an AV switch that get broken or anything, because it's all retained within the hilt, so very well secured in place. I really like this hilt. Like, yes, it is a bit of a plain looker, It is a bit of a plain Jane looking hilt, but of course you can put a leather wrap on it. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it yourself. You can put a shroud on it if you want, from PCV or whatever. You can go crazy with this canvas hilt. But what I really like is, first, that the switch is in the bottom of the pommel. Two, that the blade socket is 3 inches deep. Really good. I love deep blade sockets because that really helps to retain the blade. Then you have 6 retention holes, screw holes, to actually put screws in there to retain the blade. That is really, really good. This is on its own a, like, almost, I would say, an ultimate stunt saber setup, because it's already so good as it is in this way. So let me remove the pommel. Let's take a closer look at the pommel. And then you will see what I mean, why I like this saber as a stunt saber so much. Nice long threads, as you can see. Here we go. Let's put the hilt to the side for a second. So here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. This is the inside of the pommel. As you can see, it has something weird that most custom sabers don't have, or most stunt sabers don't have. It has a spring-loaded button here. It has a scissor clip here in the bottom. And this is actually the mechanism for the button that's in the pommel. And as you see, there's no, well, there's some firework being shot here outside. There's no additional wires to be seen. Like, this is all contained within this pommel. So you already don't have any additional wires for the button. Like normally with any stunt saber or saber with light and sound, it has a wire coming from the switch all the way through the hilt to the soundboard or to the battery. And in this case, you don't have that. So you basically eliminate a extra wiring. So 1 or 2 wires extra that you don't have to have in the hilt. And that's really nice because that makes that whole setup much more straightforward. So there isn't much little stuff inside that can get broken. There's less wires inside, so there's less chance to actually break your lightsaber. And especially for a stunt saber, which you're going to use a lot too, well, as it says, stunting, you're going to throw it around, you're going to duel with it, etc. You want to have a lightsaber that's super streamlined, the least amount of loose parts, rattling parts, etc., to make this thing last you really long and just always work. This is like a workhorse lightsaber. And here's the battery. It's an 18650 battery. This one has a flat head, but there's also the regular 18650 battery that fits in here just as fine. This is an NCR 18650BD battery that comes in this case with my order. And this is the inside of the hilt. As you can see, it has another spring-loaded end there. And that's where basically the battery head comes in contact with the bottom of the pommel. You click the button and the current flows from the battery into the LED unit itself, which is on the other side. Let me put it back. So that's all to it. You take this battery out, you charge it, or you get a couple of them. Well, you charge one, you pop in a new one, and you keep dueling. Super easy. One big battery. 18650 batteries are just the best battery setup for any stunt saber or custom lightsaber with a soundboard. That is the form factor, standard factor for most saber companies. All the renowned saber companies uses these batteries. So Vader's Vault, Sabermach, Saber Trio, Saber Forts, Alta Sabers on their higher end. Well, no, not Alta Sabers. A lot of other brands, except for Alta Sabers, use the 18650 battery. This is really the standard battery being used for lightsabers. It has a long runtime. It's just a great cell, and it works really good in general. Oh, let me turn off the lightsaber. So it was on automatically, and that's it. You just put a new battery in while you charge the other one. You basically put the pommel back on. So all the way on there, enough threads, you see, like nice strong threads, doesn't fly off easy, doesn't have like 1-2 threads like a Saber Forge saber. No, it has a lot of threads, so it's really nice and sturdy on there, and you're good to go. You put in a new battery, you charge the other one, and you got a working lightsaber again. This is the LED unit, also held in place with a C-clip. C-clips make sure that the LED unit, besides having the retention screws here, the LED unit can't just fly out. With Alter Sabers, if you have a Stunt saber from Alter Sabers, you can actually do this. And if you do it long enough, the whole LED unit will fall out from the top because there's no retention screws being used by Alter Sabers for many years already. Well, that's also a standard practice for most saber companies to have the LED unit, which is the light unit, being held in place with a screw, retention screw, and Alter Sabers don't have that. But you can pop it out, you get the whole LED unit in your hand, and that's not good. So you don't have any readily loose parts. That's it. This is the whole lightsaber. You can drop it, you can do whatever with it. It has a nice thick alloy casing, as you can see, nice thick alloy hilt, and it has nice serrations here as well, so it's nice and grippy. So it's really good for spinning and dueling and just everything in between. It's just a fantastic hilt, and it's such a good value for money as well, because it starts at $39 for just the hilt with the LED. You can add your own 18650 battery, or you purchase one from the Pachstore. It adds a few dollars to it. A blade costs a couple of dollars. If you don't want the one from the Pachstore, you can put the one from Saberforts in there, Alter Sabers, Vadersfold, whatever brand you have. As long as the 1-inch diameter blade socket, the width of the emitter, like if that's 1 inch and the blade fits in there, then you're fine. You're good to go to start dueling your friends or family or whatever. So I highly recommend this lightsaber. Honestly, guys, this is a really fantastic lightsaber for a very, very, very affordable price. And there's just all these reasons together makes this a superb dueling lightsaber and makes it a superb stunt saber to actually spin around with, because this is just a fantastic basic setup, but it just works. It will always work because of its simplicity of the electronics and the hilt, and the combination of it. It's just a workhorse. It's truly a fantastic setup that is just a must-have for everybody to have at least one of these sabers lying around. Maybe it's not your to-go-to saber for cosplay, but if you go do some spinning, or you go do some dueling with friends, or you want to loan out a lightsaber because somebody has a Comic-Con or whatever cosplay they need a lightsaber, or you can say, here, take this one. You can give the neighbor kids, like there's Halloween and you're walking around, you take this lightsaber out, all the kids at Halloween in the neighborhood want to play with your lightsaber, they might drop it on the ground, you know, the kids. It doesn't really hurt anything. Like, this lightsaber will keep going, and it's perfectly to be loaned out for beginners, etc., and everything in between. So I really, really like this lightsaber, although its looks are a bit deceiving, because you think, well, this lightsaber has not much onto it, but it just has everything you want in a really good, solid custom lightsaber that is made for spinning and dueling. In my book, this is a way better stunt saber than what you can get for the same money from Alter Sabers. Honestly, this is way better, as I said, because of the whole battery setup, the LED setup, the fact that it has so many retention screws already pre-drilled, ready to go, allows you to have a lot of options. The retention screw holes also allow to have like light shine through it, so you have a little bit of like a windowed emitter there, a emitter hole, so that's kind of cool as an effect as well. Let me turn off the lightsaber light really quick, so you can see that really nicely. And yeah, very nice overall. Now, I'm gonna pop in a blade. I will do that another video where I'm gonna spin this guy around with a blade in there, so stay tuned for that. I will do that at nighttime, so we can see that royal blue really nicely coming through, and it's a really nice bright LED as well. I believe it's a crockery LED. And yeah, everything about it is fantastic. Again, the crockery is also a big bonus, because with, if I'm not saying that, if I say this correct though, I might be wrong, but I believe it's a crockery. Let me see really quickly. That does look like a crockery LED. Yeah, it does look like it. Alter Sabers only have a 6-watt LED. This is a 12-watt LED. It's brighter. And as a stunt setup with an 18650 battery, it's going to easily have you a runtime of 3-4 hours on one battery charge. Truly amazing, really good bang for buck. lightsaber to have around and be always using and abusing it. So hopefully you liked this video. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you get one? Do you own one? Are you interested in one? Or maybe you have an alternative. You say, hey, I find this brand to be better because they have this and this and this. But keep in mind, let's keep it in the same price range. So check out the Pachstore, check out the Shiva, check out the price, and then come with an alternative if you think there's something else better. But it must be in the same price range, of course. So thanks for watching, and see you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.